What did you think of the returning players? I know there's a lot of turnover on this team, but there's some core returning guys. Give me your impressions on what you see from those guys that you're jumping in and now helping coach.
Well, I mean, Lamonte and Bowden had unbelievably important roles as really big pieces on an all-time great college basketball team. Eve Pons and John Fulkerson had great moments last season and had unbelievable ability. Just happened to be playing behind two of the best players in the history of UT basketball. Jalen Johnson is one of the most gifted athletes I've ever seen. 6'6" freak athlete and a really good-looking jump shot. So they're all great guys. They've just been pieces on really great teams in the past. Now I think it's time for them to take a step up. How some guys on Coach Barnes' teams have always done it. Be it Grant Williams as a freshman, Aaron Schofield as a junior, Kyle Alexander the last 2 years, Jordan Bowen as a sophomore. Players emerge into who they'll become. And I think all those guys, all those returners have an opportunity to do that on this year's team.
I know Coach Barnes' teams are always about defense first. What else are going to be some of the identities of this basketball team?
I think toughness, speed, and selflessness, playing the right way. Coach Barnes is a purist, I think, when it comes to basketball. He hasn't conformed to the trends of layups or threes. The third most efficient team in the country last year in offensive rating and shot an unbelievable amount of long twos. So I love that. I love that his who he is at the core is beyond the analytics. It's playing the game the right way. It's taking great shots, and those great shots went in at an unbelievably high clip. So I think that's going to continue to be the identity of this program. Tough, hard playing, and selfless.
A couple of rule changes in college basketball, including that three-point line sliding back. Any thoughts on how that might impact the game this year?
Yeah, I think it'll help with spacing. I think it'll help with obviously spacing on the court and the perimeter, but I also think it'll help the post players have more space to score. Players generally line up behind the three-point line, and I think the biggest adjustment, the biggest help to our game is going to be the spacing.
And then just a word on Josiah, what you've seen from him. Obviously, you saw him in recruiting, but now that you can put your eyes on him on the court, what impresses you about him?
His size, his character, his selflessness. He's one of the most selfless players I've ever been around. You love having to tell a five-star McDonald's All-American, man, we need you to shoot the ball. He's that unselfish. He's like Jason Kidd. He wants to get other guys involved. So he's a special talent. And as special of a talent as he is, he's even a more special kid.
Coach, good to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Coach, watching from afar last season, I know you were busy coaching, but what was your perception of Tennessee last year from afar?
A lot of fun watching Tennessee basketball play last season. Those guys had an unbelievable rhythm. They had unbelievable camaraderie, chemistry with each other, and they were unbelievably tough. I mean, I turned on some games knowing there were going to be absolute wars. That Kansas game in Brooklyn, the Kentucky game here, the game at Ole Miss, the win at Ole Miss, it was a Tennessee basketball last year. The last 2 years have been a really fun team to watch.
In practice, do you kind of float around, or do you work with the post players specifically? Do you work with the guards?
When we split up post perimeter, I'm with our guards. When we're going 5-on-5, I kind of watch the offense. Coach Barnes is really heavily involved in both sides of the ball, but he kind of really focuses on our offense. Coach Schwartz, our defense, and I really key in on our defensive rebounding. So that's kind of where I am.
In terms of coaching, is it kind of hard to coach Lamonte and Bowden in the sense of they're seniors, they kind of do everything the right way, and you kind of have to really nitpick to get on to them, stay after them to make sure that they don't get complacent?
They do a lot of things the right way, but I don't think coaching ever ends, and especially for great players. The best players want to be coached. They hunger it, they need it, they want it from you, they ask questions. Monte and I watch film every day, after every single practice. So yeah, he does do a lot of great things out there, but there's always some areas of improvement.
Josiah, you were talking about his passing and how you kind of have to make him shoot at times. Is he naturally a good shooter, or is that something that he needs to
He's
continue
worked
to
on
work
his
on?
shot a lot. I mean, his shot in high school was a little funky. I think that was the appeal to UT, Coach Schwartz and Coach Barnes. They didn't just tell him what he wanted to hear in recruiting. They talked to him about how they could help him as a player, help him as a shooter. And he's been one of our most consistent shooters this summer and fall.
What's been one of the things about Knoxville or campus that has kind of taken you by surprise in a good way since you've arrived?
We love the passion of the fan base. I'm not going out on a limb saying I think it's unrivaled, the support that is here in Knoxville, around the state and around the nation. I mean, every airport I'm in, from Seattle, Washington to Los Angeles to anywhere, people know that T when it's on your chest, and they respect it. They know Rocky Top. That's great. So that and the women's 8 national championship trophies. I think that's the most impressive thing on campus.
And you have a new child, right? A new baby, newborn?
Yeah, I do have a new little girl.
How has that been, juggling daddy duties and getting into the season?
She's born in Knoxville, Tennessee. So it's been good. My wife is amazing. Coaches wise, the amount of hours we're gone and what they do in the home, can't put a price tag on it. Can't thank them enough because so it's been great.